this is for Megan, of course. Um, Names in the title. I remember seeing, I remember seeing you for the first time. These are just my memories. I remember seeing you for the first time at a Hamilton basketball game, and I want to say it was my first time ever going to a Hamilton basketball game to see Ray play, and it was just kind of weird to me because Ray had hyped me up so much. You know, people were like asking around, like, "Oh, is that the J? Is that the J that I keep hearing about?" And then people coming to me like, "Oh, are you the J?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm the J, whatever, like that." And deep down inside, I was like, "Dude, I'm just Jared, you know. But I didn't say anything, you know. I didn't want to kill the hype, you know. I still want to look cool, you know." And so I remember I couldn't find Ray or Kenneth anywhere. I guess I was talking to like their classmates or whatever like that. And so I went to the front of Hamilton, um, whatever, like the little semicircle thing, whatever like that. And because I was like, well, they got to come here anyway because this is where their mom picked us up because their mom dropped us off to the game and whatnot. And I seen this little cute chick with like these big old glasses, little bright skinned chick. Of course, it was you. And I don't approach females, so not because I'm so arrogant, just as I don't like to get turned down. You know? And so I was like just quiet, I guess. And then Ray and Kenneth mom came, and then Ray and Kenneth finally came to the front, and we all got inside the car. And I was like, man, who was that cute little chick? That was standing in front with the big old glasses, you know. And they was like, oh, that's Megan, whatever, like that. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, 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 you know. And not thinking I have any chance of talking to you or whatnot. And so this is '99 for sure. So it was like the beginning of '99, like March, February, Marchish, whatever like that. And then school session and whatever like that. Still no talking from Megan and whatnot. And then I remember like the new school year started. It's like August, September, whatever. Maybe whatever, August, September. I can't tell you the exact month. And I was getting on the bus. I do remember the exact as if it was yesterday. I was getting on the bus, and there had another guy there on the bus because it was going from LaGrange. So going to LaGrange High School, so it was going from LaGrange to the Terrace. Another guy on there named Keenan Joseph. No relationship, no relation. Just have the same last name. And he was on the second row on the left side of the bus when I was walking inside. So he was sitting in the back or whatever like that. And he was like, you know, this girl named Megan Ezell from Hamilton. I tried to play it cool because I like to do better and I'll be talking to her, whatever, you know. And I was like, yeah, I kind of heard of her, whatever, like that. He was like, oh, okay, because her and I talking on the phone. Boy, whole day went from here to here. I was like, oh man, why is she not talking to me? Of course, she's not talking to me because I never approached her, even told her I like her, whatever. And so didn't didn't really think of nothing of it, you know. I was like, oh man, he got lucky, whatever like that. He got to get her. And then all of a sudden I get home, I want to say like a month later, you know, Byron comes to my house and he's like, man, you know the bright skin chick Megan from Hamilton? He was like, I was like, yeah. I know whatever like that. I was playing a video game. I want to say, bro, I don't know. It wasn't a Dreamcast. I don't think maybe the Dreamcast. No, I don't think the Dreamcast is out yet. So probably like Nintendo 64 or whatnot, or Sega Saturn. I don't know, whatever I was playing. I was just heated the whole time I was playing the game because he called Megan. He was like, "Oh, I got a number, whatever like that," and he called Megan from my parents' house because there's no cell phones, old school, you know. And they're talking on the phone and whatnot. I'm sitting there playing a video game, heated, you know. I was like, man, she should be talking to me. And then he was like, he said, because I was ear hustling, you know, listening to every single thing that they were saying. And he said, well, you had to go for some reason. I don't know why you had to leave. And he was like, well, I'm at my homeboy Jared's house. He was like, if you want to call me back, call me from here because I'm going to be here for a little while, whatnot. And I was like, okay. And then she didn't call back. And then Byron ended up leaving. I was like, man, I hope she called back and I'm going to pick up this phone. I'm going to talk to her, man. I got to talk to her. Man, my bad, B. But, so she never called back, of course. And it was October 30th. I know the day specifically because it was a reference from this Khalees song. can we just get along? She said like October 30th. I remember just like it was yesterday, right? My diary, October 30th, and it just so happened that that was the exact same day the first time she called me, whatever. And so it's October 30th, it's a Saturday, and I wanted my mom to bring me to Petco because I had my big old fish tank or whatever, and I wanted to get some decorations for my fish tank from Petco. And my mom was like, "Nah, I don't feel like driving right now, Jared." And I was like, "Okay, whatever." So I just went inside of my I just chilled inside the kitchen and whatnot. And what was it? Yeah, next thing you know, I got a phone call and it said Janice Ezell, Janice Janice Jones Ezell. I want to say probably if your phone was inside your mother's name, whatever like that. And it's like, who is this? You know, because I wasn't thinking of anything, you know. And I picked up the phone and it was you. Oh God, I was so excited. I was like, man, I didn't care if like freaking Bill Clinton had called on the second line. I wasn't switching up. I had to talk to you. And so I was just so excited to talk to you. And so it's very old school. You can tell how old I am. So I hung up the phone. No. I put the phone down in the kitchen. I went to my room. I picked up the phone, went back inside the kitchen, and hung up that phone so I could talk to you inside of my room. And I was just super excited, and my heart's beating like fast. You know, I ain't even really know what to say because I don't really have a lot of experience of talking to girls, whatever like that. And Ken wanted to take the credit that he gave you my number, but I think it was when Byron left. You kept the number. I don't know how it played out. I really don't care. I'm just happy that we were able to talk one night. And I had to ask you. I was like, "So, are you still talking to Keenan?" And he was like, "Nah, we stopped talking, whatever like that." And I was like, "Okay, cool." I was like, "Well, what about Byron?" And he was like, well, Byron and I found out that we're cousins." And I was like, "Oh." And so, dude, I was like super jealous. I was hoping she wasn't talking to neither of those people, you know. And so it was just her and I. And then eventually, like our first conversation, just learning what each other like, whatever like that. You're like, I like Marilyn Monroe, Elizabeth Taylor. You like some weird, like Golden Girls, White Diamond, Perfume, uh, Sex in the City. I'll get that story later. Um, and I was just like, man, like she had like a very old soul. I guess you got it from your mother or whatnot. And I just enjoyed our conversation and whatnot. And so this is October 30th. So the next day was that Halloween, and I remember it was Byron Biagas, Ricky Callier, Josh Collier's older brother that was in the same grade with me, and I want to RJ outside, RJ and maybe Dustin, I don't know, they whole little bright skin crew. Um, and I usually go outside and I talk to them, you know, laugh and joke, bullshit, whatnot, you know. But I was on the phone with you that night, and I wasn't going outside for nothing, and cause first of all, when they asked me to go outside, I was like, man, I made some bullshit excuses. I didn't want to miss your call. And then I didn't want to, once you called, I didn't want to get off the phone with you. So we just stayed on the phone the whole night. And I could hear them laughing outside, having the time of their life. But I didn't care at all because I was talking to you, you know? And then eventually, like, these phone calls became very, like, frequent. And so I ended up making, like, a whole, like, love list. My older sister, Kendra, had left me a stereo system and her CDs. And I made a whole list. I listened to Genuine, The Bachelor, 100% Genuine. I had some Jodeci mix in there, maybe some Bob Marley, some New Edition, but mainly Genuine, 100% Genuine, and Bachelor. And I'll play it inside the background while you and I would talk, whatever like that. And then eventually we had our own song when it came to Eric Benet featuring Tamia. Spend My Life With You. That was our little song or whatnot. Later on, our song became Common, and I want to say it was Mary J. Blige singing it. Come close, because he starts off with like, "Are your eyes still green, girl?" Yeah, whatever. You had beautiful green eyes, whatever like that. And then, uh, what would I? My bad for the spaces. Just trying to remember everything that happened. Oh yeah, I'll lay on the day bed because inside the room is like a day bed, then the main bed, whatever like that. But the day bed was further from the speaker, so it was like a very soft sound coming inside. And yeah, we'll just talking to my mom. Told me, Jared, get inside that bed. You got school in the morning. And yeah, I remember that very vividly because I hated getting off the phone with you. And then eventually, like, I mean, it's already known through your parents, whatever like that. Eventually, I started sneaking over, and it was so childish. It was like I'll sneak over there, and you and I we would watch like Oprah together, you know. We'd just sit on the couch because I want to say your mom got up work at like 5 or whatever like that, and I'll go there when I got home from school at like 3:30ish or 4, and I'll leave at like 4:30, whatever time. I'll spend like an hour with you or so. And I remember seeing you for the first time. I mean, I opened up that door and it was like heaven. I don't know, it's like birds are chirping and songs are singing. And I'm just saying that to be nice. It's just like legit for real. And your body was it's beautiful. Everything about you is beautiful. From your eye color to your hair to your eyes, everything. And I remember your cousin your cousin would drop us around, I guess for like supervision and whatnot. And he came to my house, and my dog Chopper had just had some puppies. And you wanted to see the puppies, and you wasn't wearing your big ass glasses, and so you wanted to like take a closer look. And oh my God, Chopper was a pit bull. It just started like snapping at you, but it was on the chain. It couldn't reach you, whatever like that. And it was because it thought she was attacking his babies or whatnot. And was like, like, oh my God, almost got this little girl killed or whatever like that. And then it came up closer to a time. I want to say like December. It was in the teenish, like December 15th, December 17th. I don't know what the exact day was, but I know it was like the middle of December because Christmas was coming up. And you and I was having conversations on what do you like, and because I was trying to think of to get you something for Christmas, and you told me that you like Piglet from Winnie the Pooh, and I was like, okay, this I got an idea what I can get her from the mall or whatnot. And so I asked my sister, built up the courage, I asked my sister Kendra, could she bring me to the mall? Ray and Kenneth popped up out of nowhere. They're like, oh, I want to go too. So she had like a 3-door blue Saturn. And I know it's weird, 3 doors. Probably on the Corvette invented with 3 doors. But so Kendra was bringing us to the mall to get you a Piglet, whatever like that. And Ray and Kenneth, I was sitting in the front seat. Ray and Kenneth was sitting inside the back, whatever. And Ray, out of nowhere, like just no reason. He was like, hey, Kendra, you know why Jared having you drive us to the mall? Drive us to the mall. He wasn't even invited. He was like, he's getting Megan a Christmas gift. And Kendra was like, oh, I didn't know we were going there for to get something for Megan. And I guess like she heard the stories, you know, Megan being sassy or like being mean to me or whatever. I don't know, whatever. I was probably mean to Megan. She was just retaliating. But of course my sister's gonna take my side. And she still brought us whatever like that, real snitching ass. And I bought the little Piglet, and your mother invited me over for Christmas. And I was still scared of your mom. Like, I don't know. Set a strong fear for that lady. And so I was like, I need backup. I need like a bodyguard or something like that. And so I asked Byron to drive me to your house and to come with me, you know, for security purposes. And he drove us there. We drove up there, you know, gave her the present, whatever like that. And your mom asked if I wanted to eat, and I was like, nah, I just ate at my parents' house. And she was like, oh, you don't think I could cook good? You don't like our food? I was like, oh man, I'm really scared of you. Like, you making this even worse, you know? And stop pressing me. I didn't say it out loud, but I was thinking that outside of my head, you know? And yeah, I ate whatever like that, and the the night went by smooth. I was just happy to be next to you. And then after the whole Christmas thing, these are some random thoughts, but I mean, they all kind of flow. I remember I was watching Beavis and Butthead do America. I want to say your dad had found a chip. This is like 24 years ago, so sorry for snitching on the arrow. Um, he had a chip that he put inside of a TV device that gives you all the channels, and we watched Beavis and Butthead do America. And again, I just love just hanging out with you. I don't care what we watch, you know. And your mother would let us hang out together as long as we had supervision with your cousin. She'll drive your father's RAV4, and she drove us near the mall one night, and I knew we weren't going to the mall because I want to say it was closed around the song, like 8:30. It was close to like 9 o'clock, whatever, like night. And then the song came on, man, and I was just listening to it. I love Genuine, one of my favorite artists, and it was a Genuine, Case, Teddy Riley, and Tyrese. It was a song called "The Best Man I Can Be." You know, it's called "The Best Man," but it's "The Best Man I Can Be," whatever like that. And I was so excited to hear a Genuine, whatever like that. I don't know. That memory stuck out of my head. Being next to you and listening to that song for the first time, whatnot. Later, 99, oh, 2000, yeah. And later on that, so prom time, whatever prom time around is high school. I don't know, it's like April-ish. I don't remember what time prom is around, but my mother had a coworker who daughter was Latoya Jones, and she needed a date to the prom, and so my mom studied me out basically, and was like, go to the prom with Latoya, and I knew Latoya from the Upper Bound place where we went to school or whatnot, and so I was like, okay, cool, whatever, like that. I hate wearing formal clothing. Like, I really didn't want to go, but more for my mom, and so went to the prom, and it wasn't nothing. Like, literally nothing happened. No kiss, no hug, maybe like a church side hug, whatever like that. But I still felt bad because like you and I were talking at the time, and I went to prom with someone else. And then the worst part about that is when it was time for your prom, I didn't even go to prom with you. And I went to the freaking Sam Houston prom with Latoya. Whatever, yeah, my bad on that. A lot of the times I don't even think you're crazy. I think like I turned you crazy, but whatever. That's a whole other subject. And sorry for the space. Yeah, I just got dropped off after that prom thing because they were like over 18 years old. It was her senior year and it was my junior year, and they went to the club or whatnot. And but eventually, so it's like 2000, something like 17, whatever like that. I was 16 still when we went to driver's ed, and I don't know why you didn't come to driver's ed school with us at Parkview, because you had a bunch of people, a lot of people from Hamilton. You had Ray, Kenneth, Sky, Wendy, Denise, quite a few people. They went to probably some more people that I didn't even know of that went to that class, but it would have been cool hanging out with you at the Parkview Driver School, whatever like that. And another random memory. I remember I had the biggest, my bad, Errol. I had the biggest crush on your mother, and I would actually like to get. I was like, man, what? I would ask you a bunch of questions about your mom, whatever like that. And you'll get so pissed off, you know. I did a joke when I was serious too at almost the same time, whatever like that. But she, your mom's hot. Um, Another memory. Oh, I remember when we first started going to St. Margaret Church, and I wore my favorite like little flannel shirt, my little khaki pants, flannel or flannel shirt with khaki pants, and those little ugly brown shoes I had. I thought it was so cool, you know. And or whether that brown fitted sweater I got from the Gap, because my mom she wasn't spending no big money on no polo, you know. So Gap and Old Navy was my way I got dressed up at, and yeah, I enjoy going to church with you. And the infamous day, you know, heart was beating out of my chest. Um, you and I were both virgins at the time, and of course trying to break each other's virginity or whatnot, and just wouldn't work. We both was just not ready. And one time, your mother came home, and I don't know how he knew it was her car. I guess because he's so used to hearing it, and he was like, "Oh, my mom's home," and I was like, "Oh my god!" And so you ran and you pushed the screen on the window, whatnot, and you told me to jump out of the window. I don't know why you didn't tell me to hide in the closet, you know? Whatever. So right when I jump out the window, your mom got these cat-like senses. She was standing right there in front of me. I don't know how she made it from the garage to that window so quickly. But yeah, she was like, "You go back inside the house. I need to talk to y'all." And I was like, "Oh my god!" So for some odd reason, the door was right behind me, and the door was to my right, and the window was right behind me. Instead of just walking to the door, instead of walking through the door and going right there to the living room, I jumped back through the window, closed the window, and then walked from your room to the living room so she can give us our speech or whatnot. And I was already scared of your mom, and plus I was scared she was gonna call my mom, you know. And so my heart was just beating out of my chest, and she was like, "Y'all can't talk to each other or see each other anymore. It's very disrespectful," which it was very fucking disrespectful, very disrespectful. You know? And me sneaking over to her house, and I ended up going to my tutoring, my upper bound place. And the whole time I was just scared that your mom was gonna call my mom, and when she come pick me up, she was gonna tell her every single thing that happened. But your mom kept it gangster. She never told my mom, yeah. And yeah, that was just a scary day. Um, oh, another person I feared was your cousin, Boogaloo. I've never met the guy. He was always just like that ghost in the machine that you don't know but you fear. And yeah, because I remember one time I was getting angry with you and started arguing. He's like, "I'll get my cousin Boogaloo to beat you up." It's like, oh shit. Because I think he just got out of jail or something like that. Still never met the guy, whatever, you know. And oh, before we got kicked out, yeah, before I got kicked out of the thing, I remember Mr. Ezell. Oh man, he worked on the train, his father, and he was just relaxing on the couch, kind of like I'm just relaxing here, sitting. And this looked like he was watching his favorite TV show. Got his little TV dinner, you know, sitting in front of his little tray. And your mom came inside, and she was like, "Errol, where's white girl?" Y'all named your cat white girl. I don't know, cause she was white, I guess. I don't know. And that man was just sitting there trying to have a relaxed day, and she was going off on him, man. So I think you got part of your craziness from your mother. Your mother's not crazy, but you know your feistiness, put it that way, and part me turning you crazy. So I was like, oh my god, this is probably my future right here. I didn't care, so because your mom looked good, and I knew when you got older you look good too. And so I was like, I'll be able to take this, you know. And then 2000, 2001. Um, yeah, 2001 for sure. I got that job at Ala Capri, and there was these two guys I worked with. Well, one guy knew you for sure, Raymond, and because he was going to summer school with you at the time, and he was like, and this is when we couldn't see each other or talk, whatever like that, because I caught with your mom, whatever like that, and and he was like, I was like, "Oh, you know this girl's going to summer school with you? Her name's Megan, whatnot." He was like, "Oh yeah, 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 yeah. She talks to that guy Joe Jackson." I'm like, yeah, it was Jackson, you know. I was heated. And it was like, yeah, they're real cool or whatnot. And I was like, oh my God. And you know, I got to deal with all this stuff again, whatever like that. And so yeah, once it started back school, I remember going to Mardi Gras, and you and I talked for a little while. You know, you told me about it and whatnot, and then you and I quit talking again because I was still heated over the whole situation, whatever like that. Even though it wasn't dating, you still just belong to me. Um, I remember going to Mardi Gras with Ray and Kenneth, and when we got out the car, we walked straight to the strip, and for sure, right when I turned to the left on Ryan Street, it was you and Joe Jackson sitting in the back of this tailgate of this truck, and I was just heated, and I have no clue how this popular cheerleading chick named Jessica came out of the blue, and she was like, "Hey, you go to my school." Her and I never talked before, and she was like, "I'm looking for my parents or whatever like that." Whoever she was looking for, and she was like, "Can you come walk with me?" And so she kind of like put her arms like near my arm, whatever like that, and we walked, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is some type of equal," but it'll still burn me inside, you know. I remember going to, I don't know why you were at Logan's Roadhouse, but you and Dee Dee bought some. You and Dee Dee went to Walmart and you bought me these Tupac posters. I don't even know if I was a big Tupac fan and probably listened to like 2 or 3 songs of him. And I met y'all at Logan's Roadhouse, and this is the time I found out that Dee Dee was in love with Russell Crowe because the Gladiator was out or whatever like that. And yeah, that was pretty much it. But thank you for the gift. I don't know if I still have those posters at my parents' house. Probably not, whatever like that. Oh, also another memory was when you did your modeling thing at the mall, and I was like, "Hey Ray, I got to go to the mall to see to see Megan do her modeling thing." And we drove there, got out. Uh, so I see your whole modeling thing because you wanted me to go see your modeling thing, and so I watched the whole thing. But afterwards, you went talk to your parents or whatnot, and I want to say Kenneth was with us because Kenneth had to go to work. Kenneth was working at Taco Bell, and or maybe he drove, whatever the situation was. But I remember leaving with Ray for sure, and we were driving down Prairie Lake Road, and I see this blue Chevy with like the little hips inside of the truck, and it was Dee Dee driving, and you were in the passenger seat. And you kept saying like, "Let's go to the side, whatever like that." So we pulled inside Taco Bell parking lot. This is why I was real fuzzy on if Ken was with us, was dropping Ken out to work, or Ken just so happened to be there. But all I remember was me getting out of the car and you saying, "Why the F you didn't go see my modeling thing?" And I was like, "Bro, we just left there. We went there." She's like, "No, I didn't see you there." And Dee Dee was inside the audience, and she said she didn't see you there, which is true, you know. I mean, we was there just because Dee Dee, you didn't see us doesn't mean we was there, whatever like that. Next thing you know, I look inside Taco Bell, and I'm getting railed, man. And I see Kenneth inside the glass because he hadn't clocked in yet, and um, I was looking for somebody to save me, you know, like come get this girl out in front of my face, you know. So it wasn't like I was gonna do anything, whatever like that. But next thing you know, pow, I get slapped on the right cheek, pow, slapped on the left, and I couldn't do anything. So I know if I touched her, I'd have hurt her and got arrested. And I remember the I had 2 black girls in the drive-through. They just totally stopped ordering. They were just staring at me getting slapped up in Taco Bell parking lot. And all I remember was just grabbing you and just shaking you. Like, man, look, calm down. I was there, whatever, like that. And then, yeah, that whole situation ended up fizzling out, of course, into another argument, whatever, like that. But I promise you, I went to your modeling thing. Oh, and another time I got slapped was when you and I were broken up, and I started talking to this girl named Elaine from Vinton, Elaine Milton, is it? And This beautiful girl. Well, like Asian, it was like Chinese size, bright skin, whatever like that. And so you and I start talking again. So I quit talking to Elaine, and then next thing you know, she calls me. I guess wondering why I don't talk to her anymore. And you were sitting there, and you were like, "Pick up the phone." And I was like, "Nope, I'm not picking up this phone because I don't want to talk to her anymore. You and I are back together." And she was like, "Just pick up the phone. I think it'll be cool if you talk to her while I'm sitting here." Like an idiot. I picked up the phone on the third ring, and then next thing you know, I get slapped and get told, "Get the F out of my house. You talking to other girls right in front of my face." And I'm the idiot for picking up the phone, so I don't blame you for that. I thought it'd been a cool idea, but obviously you think you said you thought it'd be a cool idea, but it really wasn't. And oh, back to Dee Dee. I remember I let you borrow my fleece, my Gap fleece, and you got mad at me, and you put that thing on the side of the road, and you ran, and you had Dee Dee run over it in the puddle of water on the side of the road in the dirt. Never seen that fleece again. Boy, you're an evil little thing, but I probably turned you evil. So I remember you got a job at Old Navy, and you bought me those faded jeans. This is when you met Larissa Blunt, and my dad kept thinking they were dirty. It was like, okay, so you walk around with these old dirty pants in the middle. It was one of those jeans that was like blue on the side and kind of faded to like these rust looks like things out the middle, whatever. Anyway, those were some of my favorite jeans for a long time after you after we quit talking. And another random memory. I remember it was cute when your mom put you on birth control, and that's when she started trusting me again, and I was able to come pick you up before school, drop you off to school, and then drive to Lagrange, whatever. And your little button on your pants kept coming unbuttoned. I was like, why does it keep coming unbuttoned? It's like, I'm gaining weight because I'm on birth control pills. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool, whatever, like that. And that was probably like the last 2001 ish was probably like the last good time I would say for me. I mean, for you it was probably amazing, whatever like that. And because you got connected with like Larissa Blunt, Tracy Dominique, and you started going to McNeese. Yeah, man, like it was like a 180 degree, like a full like turn because at first she was like the Golden Girls, Designer Women, Elizabeth Taylor, uh, what's the other famous little blonde head chick, Marilyn Monroe, type thing from like the old school, and I used to listen to like Big Mo, Bar Baby, and a bunch of like Houston rap, and he was like hanging out at like Festival City and the Mansion. I was like, man, who is this chick, you know? And I guess like the baby Megan that I knew was grown because I started going to McNeese. I want to say like that, not 2002 August, but I want to say you started like in the fall, spring. No, you started in the spring semester of 2002, and yeah, still loved you like with all my heart, you know, and because I couldn't just let you go. I just always kept remembering the old school, and I remember this is like 2003 ish, 2004 ish. I started driving a golf cart, and you called me one time while I was riding a golf cart at work. I was working at Harris Casino, and I would have like a hoodie on, and I'll put like my phone like next to my ear and have it on speaker, so it wouldn't look like I was talking on the phone while I was driving a golf cart, or whatever like that. Yeah, tell me a story about your cousin finally being so excited meeting H Town, and I kept thinking like little Kiki H Town, like I don't know, whatever. And you was like, no. We met the singing group H Town, and she was so excited, and I was like, oh, okay. And yeah, I don't know why that story stuck inside of my head, but I still remember the exact same position, like the spot I was in when you told me that story, whatever. And one day you came to my job on like one of the busiest days. It was like giving away a car or something at Harris, and the golf cart drivers are fully needed during those days. And just because you showed up, I went to go drive my golf cart all the way to the back, and I started talking to you, and they kept calling me on the radio. I wouldn't pay attention, so I was talking to Megan again, and yeah, supervisor ended up catching catching me talking to you, and I got in trouble. Didn't really care, you know. Um, I was just happy we had our conversation or whatnot. I was just happy to see you again, whatever. And uh, and we went a pretty good gap without seeing each other from there as well. And I remember one day you called me. I was just sitting inside of my room, and you were like, I was so excited. I seen your name on my cell phone. Oh, I just forgot to say, like back in 2001, 2002, when I first got my cell phone, you're the first person that actually called me. It was weird. I was sitting in CC's with RJ, Byron, I want to say Ray, and I had my little Nokia inside of my left pocket, and um, I just felt my leg vibrating. I was like, "What the hell?" You know, and because I never had a phone call before, and a cell phone call before, and I picked it up, and it was you, and we talked on the phone, whatever, like that. Very special day for me. And then, oh yeah, called me that day. Fast forward, you know, and I was so excited to see your name pop up on my cell phone again because we haven't talked for a while. So we'll go through like large gaps without talking to each other. And you were like, you got Ray's phone number? And I was like, yeah, I got Ray's phone number. She's like, okay, so I need to call to find out this bitch that keyed my car. I don't know if you had like a stepping thing for like a fraternity. I don't know where it's some type of event at Magnesia. Somebody keyed your car. You need a Ray number. And that was all. And he was like, all right, bye. Thank you. I was like, fuck. Because I wanted the conversation to last forever or whatever like that. And then I just kind of gave up after that. And I'll go take these trips to the Travis Stevens, and we'll go to Baton Rouge. And sometimes I'll forget my phone home because without you calling me, pretty much somebody's calling me. That's my mom or my dad. And I would come home sometime. I'd just be wishing, man, let me see Megan missed call. Megan missed call, and a few times you called me, whatever like that. And that should mean a lot to me, whatever like that. And another memory. Sorry about that. Going like back. It was funny. So one time, Byron and I was sitting inside my front yard, and he was telling me all about the stuff that's happened in like college, whatever like that. This is when I was still in my parents' house, whatnot. And we seen this white RAV4, and it's probably like about 40 feet to the left of us on on the street my parents live on. And I was like, oh, look, it's Megan. And you drove by, and you stopped, and then you drove past us without saying a word. You didn't call me, you didn't say anything. And then all of a sudden, you turned around at the end of the street and drove back creepily again. And then you just sped off. I was like, man, that girl is freaking crazy. I like crazy. So I thought it was hot. And so I don't know what that was for, but I will never know. But yeah, that was a crazy time. Oh yeah, so this is like 2003-ish. Yeah. So Dennis was working at the Waffle. It's called Waffle Iron back then, and Dennis never smoked cigarettes, and he was inside, and you had called me. Like, we haven't talked for a long period of time. And he was like, where you at? And I was like, I'm just chilling with Dennis at Waffle Iron or whatever like that. Not as if I needed to tell you where I was at. It's not like we was dating or anything like that. And he was like, it's like 1 a.m. And you're like, I'm on my way there right now. I was like, why would this girl even come here right now? But I knew you're crazy, so I had a feeling that you would show up. And so I was just sitting inside there, just laughing and joking with Dennis as usual, keeping time going by, till we get off of work. Um, Next thing you know, I seen that white RAV4 pull up in front of Wi-Fi. So I go outside because I knew if you walked inside, it was going to be some loudmouth stuff. So I was like, man, I'm going to take this stuff outside. So I go outside, I'm talking to you, whatnot. And the reason why I said Dennis don't smoke cigarettes is because I seen you had started smoking cigarettes. And I was like, look here, Megan. I like you and all, I love you, but I just can't be around someone who smokes cigarettes. It causes blah, 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 making up all these little dumb excuses so I can get you to leave. Next thing you know, Dennis, bitch ass, come outside, smoking a cigarette. Sorry, I'm like, and then you're like, oh, you want to be a liar, huh? You say you can't be around people that smoke cigarettes, and now Dennis, your best friend, smoking a cigarette right there, and blah 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 blah. And she was like, F you, like F you, Jerry. You hop inside your RAV4 and you love. I'm like, Dennis, what are you doing? You're like, and Dennis was like, well, I found out that you get extra breaks if you smoke cigarettes. So I was like, this dude's coughing his lungs out because he don't even smoke cigarettes. He just wanted to get the extra breaks or whatever, man. And so, yeah, that was a weird night. And yeah, these are about the closing years of our time together, whatnot, because I went to a wedding for Dennis' cousin in Houston, and I got really, really, really drunk, like blackout drunk. And when I came back from Houston, I was feeling sick, and you were the first person I called, and you came over and you kind of like took care of me, whatever, like that. While I was going through my little blackout thing. Thank you for that. And then again, of course, the gaps started happening again. I started talking to this girl named Lori, and one time Lori and I was chilling together inside the apartment that Dennis and I was staying at, and you called me, and again, my little heart started beating fast, and I got excited, and he was like, bro, it's probably like 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning. He was like, I just want to see you, and of course, I can't deny you. And so I gave Lori some airheads and turned on the TV, and I left, and I came and I met you, and we just talked in front of your parents' house. Nothing happened. Just a conversation. And yeah, that was about it from there. And the last time I seen you, this is like '04 for sure. Dennis and I had the townhouse. It was a different apartment, and you came over, you spent the night, and that was the last time I seen you in person. Because your parents ended up moving to Houston, and you ended up leaving to go to Houston as well. You called me in 2008ish, 2009ish. So it was like damn near like a 5-year gap before we even talked in between then. And yeah, I left a voicemail. So that's about like 2009ish, because I was dealing. And you were like, this Megan, call me back when you get a chance. And when I went on break, I listened to the voicemail because I didn't recognize the number because it was like a 281 or probably 713 number, whatever like that. And you're like, call me back when you get a chance. And I called you back immediately on my break. And we just talked and we laughed like old times. And we kind of stayed connected during then. And then I was supposed to come meet you inside Houston. And then I don't know what happened with the schedules or whatnot, but I didn't end up going to Houston because I started talking to this girl named Linda at the time. And oh yeah, every time I would go meet Linda lived in Baton Rouge, and every time I go meet Linda, I would have to like block your number just in case you tried to call me, whatnot. And yeah, I don't think it ever went off of unblocked, maybe, or whatever, and we just never communicated since then. And That's it. And if somebody watched this video, I highly doubt somebody watched the video, and you have contact with Megan, because I have no contact with her, tell her the video exists. And that was it. So love for you. And not a relationship way, just love as a person. And that was it. Alright.